world surrounded by franchises, reboots, and shared universes. An elite team of podcasters will risk body and soul to investigate the depths of intellectual properties, one multiverse, subgenre, and trend at a time. Who are we? We're the IP Squad.
Welcome back to the IP Squad and our ongoing investigation into films based on Sherlock Holmes. I'm John Campbell. Of course, my partners for this investigation, the Jones boys, are here. We've got Brendan Jones.
I am here.
And Robin Jones.
Also here. Hey, Brendan, I know you hate when I do this, and I don't like to do it very often.
You don't like to do
it? Maybe once an episode.
He
but
hates
I really
that you
don't
do
like
it.
To do
he
it
hates
that often.
to do it. You know, I mean, it's really what's up.
I do not enjoy this at all. But John,
No.
Yes.
as John mentioned off mic, that he and I have like back channel discussions all the time, and John,
Yeah.
generously,
Yes.
This is a tribute to John as a man, as a human, as a guy with a heart.
I try to be that. Yes.
He allowed this part
Yeah.
to be where we talk about how this is actually a backdoor pilot to a new Patreon exclusive podcast.
Oh my God.
Screaming about Freeman,
Yeah.
the work of Paul Freeman. And
Yeah.
I'm alternate title,
Freeman.
locked into Belloc. But
There you go.
I'm gonna say right now that thank you, John.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I-
And that's why I've named
I will say-
my next child John or John Safina.
There
One or
you
the
go.
other, I'm not
John
sure.
Safina. Yeah, the
There's
well-known.
a boy or a girl. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I will say I do love
Yeah.
Paul Freeman, and I feel like despite
So-
being the villain in one of the most iconic movies of all time, kind of doesn't get talked about. Like, he's a solid actor, but he's not a big star. You would have thought Belloc
No.
would have broke him in a bigger way.
Yeah.
But I feel like weirdly, people don't bring up Belloc a lot when they talk about the movie, despite the fact it's a great performance and a great villain.
And a multi-dimensional villain in a film with a bunch of fucking Nazis who are always
Yeah.
Well, I feel
two-dimensional.
like Tote became the more iconic villain from it, though.
Because he has a
Sure.
visual.
Yeah, that's what I. But
He's
Belloc is. I
He's a
mean,
visual, and also the way he has of using his asthmatic breathing.
he makes a
for-
better. He makes
Yeah.
a better action figure, right? He's got the hand
Yeah,
with the burn.
100%.
That's the
Yeah.
thing about it.
You switch out the heads.
I quote all the
The
time
melted-
there
Yes,
is
you
nothing
can.
in this world you can acquire that I cannot take from you, Doctor.
Yeah, it is great.
It's great, super villainy, and here he
his
is.
dynamite
Movitos.
reading of the preacher role in Hot Fuzz.
Oh,
towards the
someone
end. Please, we
stop
must
this
all-
mindless violence!
Violence.
Okay, well, your fictional podcast. I can't wait. To
But I will
listen to
say,
it.
me?
and here he is yet
Excuse
again.
me?
Here, to switch to this movie,
Longtime viewers.
he is
You know.
he is super villaining all over this thing, and it's great.
What the listeners don't know is, and this is something I
Wait,
like
what?
about Discord, is that they'll tell you how long you've been on. We're almost at the half-hour mark of just trying to get this podcast started, and I've been waiting very patiently.
If you
want to
see-
about,
Sure,
without
sure.
a clue.
Without a clue
Without
from
a clue.
1988. 1988.
Folks,
without
this
a
is
clue.
also the episode where Brendan gets his will
Snaps.
and an eraser and
Yeah.
removes my name from it.
Yeah, a little
yeah.
peek behind the scenes, of course, is that what they don't
Yeah.
see is the 20 minutes of Robin and I
Yeah.
talking about Criterion releases and Brendan going,
Yeah.
"Oh my
Yeah.
god,
A
oh my
thousand
god."
years of gone.
I
We
mean,
should
they're
almost
all-
tell Brendan to show up a half hour later.
And
We almost-
maybe-
Let us
Yeah.
let us
And I
tire
will also
ourselves
say-
out, and then
And I will also say, if I ever get a word in,
Yeah.
I will
Sure.
also say that just assume, listeners, Robin owns the entire Criterion Collection, so just let it go.
People come.
Don't bother writing and going. But does he have? He does.
People
All
come
right,
to
so
my
it's just,
apartment and think I have a bunch of Blu-rays and stuff, and then I go, "Oh, I've got nothing. Robbins beats me."
It may be the Criterion Collection, but I am the Criterion Collector.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, there's a shirt. There's the shirt we need.
Okay.
I will say, can I say that one of my favorite things about this movie is that it's from the director of Night of the Comet?
Yeah.
John, I'm glad you brought
what a
that
strange
up.
career.
I'm going to say this right now, and I promised off Mike a hot take.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this, and I hope you guys are ready for this.
Yeah.
There is no goddamn good reason why this movie should be so great, but it is fucking great.
Well,
and I'm going to say right now, of all the Sherlock Holmes pastiche comedy things that we have watched, this is the Citizen Kane of that.
Oh, I think
and I will die on that hill.
Yeah, I completely agree on that. Of the parody,
I like it a lot, but I don't know if I would put it there. But then again, I would have to come up with an alternative, which I don't really have.
we haven't watched a ton of. We've watched a couple, but this is. But I just think
Smarter Brother, Hound of the Baskervilles would cook him more.
Well, that's dead last. I mean, that thing's
I know,
it's
dead last. But this
number one.
Great
one of
Mouse
the things,
Detective, maybe you could argue a little.
It's a pastiche. Yeah.
The premise of this thing is so clever and funny.
I think that where this thing shines is the premise. The filmmaking is fine.
Oh,
the script is occasionally charming, but this is a movie that owes everything to its two principal actors having fun.
Oh my God!
That lifts this thing way out of
so much joy.
The mire. There is.
They're having the time of their lives. Yeah, they are having so much fun.
It reads even when I wish that this were a funnier script. I mean, there's laughs to be had, but
because it's not a. I mean, it is a comedy, but it's not Holmes' Smarter Brother. It's not based on gags in the same way. So it is. It's you've
got comedic dog stuff.
It's amusing more than it's laugh out loud funny a lot of the time. But I think it is just so light and charming, and it's
light and charming, and
it paced really well. And
it goes down smooth. This is such a great. This is such a rainy day. Throw on a movie. What a fun! I hadn't seen it in a long. I had affinity for it. I hadn't seen it in a long time. And I threw it on.
Me either. I think the last time I saw it may have been a rerun on cable or something in the early 90s.
That's definitely where I saw it as well. Was this was probably a cheap cable because this was on Encore or whatever. You know,
sure. Or it ran on TBS 27 times a day.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies I've seen like that. Yeah.
Now, Brendan, I know that you did not go as gaga for it, and I'm willing to admit,
but still really enjoyed it.
Part of what I loved about this was that since, like John had mentioned, it had been so long since I'd seen it. The things I remembered about it was just Peter Cook as the real life.
It's interesting because he doesn't have that much to do, but
it's a great scene, and then Michael Caine's sword fight with Paul Freeman at the end.
Yeah,
and I just
Robin will always remember a sword fight.
Let me tell you, my brother knows this.
Yeah,
Brendan.
Yeah,
how much bigger does a film get for me if there is a sword fight?
It adds definitely at least 20% more enjoyment.
20% more enjoyment.
I gotta say, it is one of the best things that can happen on screen, in my opinion. Is a sword fight.
Oh my God! It just so what I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it this time.
Yeah,
because I was looking for the two things. And I remember, the chemistry between Caine and Kingsley, but I hadn't. It just
is this the only time they work together? Because I will say I think we missed out I would have loved.
I think so too.
If
I
they
totally agree.
not
They
sequels
should
to
have
this,
paired again.
but yeah,
No,
if they
no.
had just done a movie every couple years that paired them in some scenario, I think because
Yeah.
it is. And the thing
It's
I was
just
saying this to you, Brendan, about this movie the other week. And I just mentioned that I watched it for this, and I was just saying, I think both
Is
of
this
these
where
guys.
you kept going on and on about Lizette Anthony, and I was
Well,
like, dude,
Always.
come
Dude.
on.
What was I just watching? I was watching something
Buddy.
else with her recently, and I can't remember
Husband
what
with
it
wives.
was.
She didn't hit big.
No, but she was
Uh,
always good.
Trilogy of Terror 2.
No,
He's the Karen Black in that.
I'm sorry I started this because I just remembered what it was, and it's quite embarrassing.
All right, let it go.
Which is the third Look Who's Talking movie.
Oh,
jeez.
Because
boy.
I will say
Look who's talking now.
now, yeah, she's the sexy British lady that's trying to steal John Travolta from Kirstie Alley in that movie.
Of course she is.
She wants a piece of Travolta. But
man.
and he's like, "Oh, jeez, I don't know what this sexy
Were
lady
they-
wants."
Did your captors force that movie on
I
you?
will say, I will blame the fellows over on Blank Check because they did watch all of those, and I felt compelled to watch along with them, as I often do. And that, hot take, really bad. Really, really bad.
Yeah.
A really bad movie. The first,
Yeah.
I will say, both of those. The first one is whatever; it's okay. But the other two, the second two, are just abysmal filmmaking. I mean, really, some
Yep.
of the worst stuff. Anyway, I guess to speak to the point of that she didn't take off. Although, Brennan, what about she is in Dracula Dead and Loving It? So.
Yes, she is,
Mhm.
which we didn't cover.
We didn't cover because we
and-
don't do straight up parodies. We'll do comedy movies over on Meet the Monsters, but we will not do out and out.
Did you guys do
spoofs.
old Dracula?
No, we
No,
didn't.
we didn't.
We didn't do. We
We
didn't
didn't
do
do
that.
old
We didn't do Love at First
Love
Bite.
at First Bite?
No, we
No.
didn't do that. The one we took flack for, and I think was just an oversight, was there was one guy who was really like, "Why didn't you do Once Bitten with Jim Carrey? What are you doing?" And then we were just like, "Sorry."
protecting ourselves against
Yeah, I
evil.
just was like,
Yeah,
sorry.
But anyway, back to Sherlock Holmes.
I was-
The
So,
reply
anyway.
is, haven't we suffered enough with the Lost Boys sequels?
Yeah, we
Oh,
did watch
boy.
both of those.
Cry, little sister.
Yike, and we were crying. No question
Yep.
about that. She was also on that Dark Shadows. Once again, just the
That's
Dark
right.
Shadows
Ah.
reboot.
Which we didn't cover either. Again,
Because we don't do TV, or we don't do TV series. We did TV movies anyway. But
That's right.
continuing to add to, not only do I think our two sirs, is this the first time we've had two Knights of the Realm in a movie? They weren't
Quite
at this time.
possibly.
They are both now. And I have heard about working with Ben Kingsley. You call him Sir Ben, and he will correct
Oh,
you
yeah.
if you don't call him Sir Ben.
I will. I would be honored to call him
Sir Ben.
But I like that in the case of this, not only, of course, are they. This is sort of not last gasp. Obviously, we had Caine retire officially, and he had plenty of great roles.
Oh,
left
whoa,
in
wait,
him.
when he
Same
retired
with
for
Ben Kingsley.
when he retired for 6 months and now he's back.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's doing last.
Yeah, he did,
he's
that's
doing
right.
Last Witch Hunter too. He has to reprise his
Oh.
role
Oh,
from Vin Diesel's Last
Yeah.
Witch Hunter.
all right.
It
so
wouldn't
when
make
he
any
retired
sense.
years ago. So the whole thing is that these are guys at this point. They're sort of still cresting their career highs.
Oh yeah.
And so this is happening right here. And I'm not saying they went on like any drastic downturn afterwards. 'Cause
No.
like I said, great performances left in both of
I
those
think
guys.
particularly Kingsley is. I mean, Kingsley is actually.
Well, Marvel helped bounce him back.
No, but
into-
I think
And John Caine and Brendan, Michael Caine went on to win an Oscar for Cider House Rules. So
I know, but my point is,
You
this is
princess of
kind of
mine.
when
you kings of New England.
All right.
Sorry.
And
All
you
right.
know
Come
what?
on. You can't bring up
It-
Cider
it-
House Rules and not reference
I'll
that
just-
line. It was
okay.
everywhere.
just-
All right. Go ahead.
Brendan, go ahead.
Go ahead,
Brendan.
Brendan. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it was
They're entering middle age. They are firmly established as the respectability. Is that what you're saying?
yes, thank you. But I will say also that, and maybe I'll get the sentence out. But also, Sorry, guys. This is perhaps we've neglected to mention the third build. Robin and I's troubled cousin.
Oh yeah.
Jeffrey Jones,
Who?
Oh Jesus.
doing some excellent work here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, perversion aside, great actor. Really, always. I mean,
Yeah,
never
he's
did less
one
than
of those
amazing
depressing-
work.
I
He's
was
very
going to say
depressing.
that maybe Jeffrey Jones never found out what Leslie was really all about because Jeffrey didn't really care.
It's God, yeah, I know.
Leslie Giles.
Anytime I see him in stuff, I am like, oh God, like he's so good. Because he's a guy who kind of like this, and he pops in and out of this movie. He's a guy who made a career of that. Obviously, he can show up in like one scene in Hunt for Red October and just kill it. Or I mean, obviously Ferris Bueller. I mean, just countless.
Yeah.
His work on Deadwood.
He was a great character actor.
Amazing character actor.
And unfortunately, we ended up knowing too much about him, and it's horrible. And
It's
it's
tough to avoid when you're actively arrested for child pornography.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a different matter than like he's a little weird,
I would never say justice for Jeffrey Jones. For one thing, that's too much alliteration.
Yeah.
But also, I just wouldn't say it.
Also, I think justice.
yeah.
I think he got justice. I think justice did find him actually. So
Oh yeah, justice.
that's another thing.
Justice claimed. Jeffrey
they got him.
Jones.
Don't worry, folks. We got him.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do like. I don't like, but it's very on brand that he was brought back for the Deadwood movie, and David Milch was like, "Because I don't give a fuck. He's that character.
Right.
I have to bring him back."
And Tim Burton threw him a bone with Sleepy Hollow, so
But that was before. That was before the arrest.
No, it was after.
Was it after? I thought the arrest says it was
Oh.
2002, and that was 1999.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to accuse Tim Burton of anything. That's the. I mean,
All right, I'm letting it go.
I want to accuse him of not taking care of his hair.
Well, that's always been
very messy.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. People can't see Robin, but
everything about you is a choice.
he's
and
rocking
I'm just gonna allow you to make these.
I would say
choices.
Robin's current hair is Burton-esque.
In a poof.
Yeah.
In a poof, yeah. But so anyway, to get into what we were talking about, if you haven't seen the movie,
Without a clue.
and do see the movie, the premise here, of course, once again, that I just think is such a delicious premise for a movie,
Yes.
is that John Watson is an amazing genius detective who has created a fictional character of Sherlock Holmes, that he has hired this bumbling actor, sort of a blowhard idiot, of sorts.
Yeah, who is occasionally capable, but his
to
name is
be
what, Reginald. Something?
Reginald
something,
Kincaid.
yeah.
Reginald, great name.
Kincaid.
Reginald
right.
Kincaid. Reggie Kincaid is a great.
And he
Reginald
knows
Kincaid.
to take the cues from Watson, and
Yeah.
Watson will basically slip him notes and whisper at him to give him things to say about. Yes, well, I can tell that. I mean, they play it. There are scenes where the concept is perfectly crystallized.
Yeah.
And plus, of course, the public already loves Sherlock Holmes because his adventures are being published in the Strand.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So he's become a celebrity and he knows how to play it. But I love the thing where Watson is trying to cover for the fact that Sherlock isn't coming, and he's like going, "Well, I can tell that you just did business in China, and you have this and the," and the guy's like, "Yeah, whatever." And then when Holmes does come in, he proceeds to say the exact same things,
Yep.
the same observations, and then the guy's like, "Oh, amazing." Amazing.
Right.
There's something intrinsic in Watson where everyone discounts him and ignores him because they want to hear Sherlock do this.
Well,
stuff.
he's just
plus you have the physicality. You have the physical presence of a taller Michael Caine and a
Yes.
shorter Ben Kingsley.
yes.
that's the thing.
It's great. Yeah.
The thing about he's, as the kids would say, he's lacking in riz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
for our
you've
young
been asked not to say anything that the kids are saying.
No, I know.
these days.
I'm officially
the legal
way
team
way
contacted
too
you
old
with
to talk
documents
like the
saying-
kids. Yeah, I'm now an embarrassing old man being like, cool.
Yeah.
But
How's it feel, buddy?
How does it feel?
Not great. My back is really acting up today. My sciatica.
Wait till you can't sleep through the night because you have to keep getting up to go to the
I have to go.
bathroom.
Yeah, I have to get up to
that's
pee so
awesome.
many times during
That's
the night.
fun.
But the thing I also love about the setting of this is we come into this as years long thing that they've been doing, and we're now getting to the point where Watson is getting tired of it, and he's getting resentful of the fame that this guy has taken of his genius. But
Plus, also Reginald is pretty much an alcoholic, and
and a
he is
womanizer
an
and
ego
a
being.
gambler.
yeah, and I gotta say, once again, you can just feel Caine is loving Bean, because I do know I've heard tell of him in the days of when he was starting out, that he was coming up in the generation under the boozy theater guys who there's a lot of stories of Richard Harris giving him shit for not indulging as much as some other people, and so I'm wondering if some of this is like, oh, I know this type.
Probably.
Yeah. But just the thing, back to long ago, what I would say, the thing I was saying to you, Brendan, the other day about this movie was, I think one of the things I love watching this is both of these guys are so good at comedy. And I don't think, I think people know that, but it's not the first thing you think of either of them doing. But they're both, I mean, Kingsley, as you brought up the Marvel thing, has definitely brought that to, I mean, because he's so funny as Trevor Slattery in the Marvel, was kind of now playing the Reginald Kincaid type in those as a boozy actor who thinks he's better than he is, and I cannot wait for him.
But also asked to portray like an iconic big figure.
I do love
the whole Mandarin reveal was like, oh, I thought it was genius, and I was disappointed. It was a combo of like, really, there isn't really a Mandarin, and then they kind of backtracked on that and said, no, there is one.
One of the best experience I've had in a theater of a total rug beat. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't, none of that, I was so thankful none of that had been spoiled. I do like that in the trailer for Wonder Man, there's a thing about him auditioning for something, and they just go, what is this guy's background? Oh, I think he was a terrorist?
I think he was a terrorist. That's really great.
It's funny.
So,
anyway, but it is...
They are both at the top of their games and very funny.
They're very good.
Their
and you can,
interplay.
The thing you were talking about, you can feel the joy of them getting to play something overtly comedic. Because, especially at this time, they weren't getting a lot of that. I don't know when Hannah and Her Sisters was. Probably around the same time.
Before this.
Yeah, because I mean
that was the first Oscar that Caine won,
which he's wonderful in,
which he could not be there for
because he was shooting Jaws 4. It's one of the great.
Oh, Jaws 4, right?
Yeah, Jaws 4: The Revenge. It's one of the great, stories. Because I mean, that is the career of both of these guys, right? Is as revered as they are.
Well, we saw Kingsley in one of those Blood Rain movies.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
They take their money. They get the paycheck.
Their careers are so fascinating, both of them, because although I will say he does this and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels the same year, Caine.
I know. I noticed that when I was putting that in Letterboxd. I was like, oh, look at what's right around it there. What a peak for this guy.
But just before this, he had done a Jack the Ripper TV miniseries. So once again,
which is all
over the place.
He did two of the same production company TV movies, Jack the Ripper, and then he did Jekyll and Hyde.
His career is so, like, just looking through his IMDb, and I'm not going to just read titles, but you do just see oh, he's great, and then, oh boy, a bunch of shit, and then great, and it's just so weird.
Well, yeah.
And Kingsley's similar.
The possibly apocryphal line that he said was, I don't like those films, but I do like
the house.
It's the Jaws 4 one. I never saw the film, but I saw the house it built, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's very fun, and I do recommend his memoir, which is delightful, as you would expect.
What's it all about?
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, but so yes, they.
That's the title, Brendan, of the book.
Yeah.
What?
The title of the book is "What's It All About."
I know,
Alfie.
Okay.
I
can't believe he'd steal a lyric from such an awesome song.
But anyway, yeah. So
it's interesting that both Alfies have been in Sherlock Holmes movies.
It's true.
It's interesting that the modern Alfie made a cottage industry out of portraying reenacting Michael Caine roles.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but he's
Sleuth and Alfie.
yeah, but he's very good.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I like
stand
that.
Jude
I
Law.
like that Jude Law.
All right.
So
That's something I did want to mention to you guys is having seen this, and I just kept thinking, would there be a way to have this remade with similar actors today? And the only ones I could think of was either Daniel Day-Lewis or Ray Fiennes for Watson.
Wow.
And then like a Pierce Brosnan or a Daniel Craig for Holmes.
yeah,
And that's the way you could get away with it in a similar, because Caine is a great actor, but he was known, mostly as being kind of action parts. And Kingsley, on the other hand, was more the RADA trained
Yes.
theater guy.
I like your choices, except for why do we always have to make these people 60, 70 years old?
Oh my
When
God,
it's like,
Brendan
it'd be great. Let's
Brendan always get the old fuckers out of the movies, man. Get them going.
It's only I want the old fuckers in plenty of movies, but what I don't want is
how about this? They
it's
do a
the
remake of
characters
movie.
should not be that old. It's
They
not
do a remake of the movie. Are you ready?
Yeah.
They do a remake of the movie.
Yeah.
But with Martin
Charlie Day
as Watson and Benedict Cumberbatch as Reginald.
Well, I mean, that would be the funniest thing is if you literally just spun on its head and had
great.
those guys do
That
it.
would be fucking
And
great.
they both have
Actually,
the
that would be
they
great.
both have the comedy chops to pull that off. Big time.
They would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
It would be amazing.
To
Oh,
actually
throw
just
that
see
idea
them.
into the wind.
And I mean, actually, you could do it with Law and Downey as well. I mean, I think that once again,
Yeah,
they'd be very funny
Yeah.
in these parts.
Yes.
But anyway, I do want to talk about this movie originated from screenwriters Gary Murphy and Larry Strother.
Whose big credit before this film was they were either showrunners or major writers on Night Court.
Yes.
Oh.
One of my favorites, a hilarious sitcom. Yeah, I mean, these are sitcom guys. And I will say, this movie isn't sitcom-y, but it is a sitcom-y premise, for sure. You could imagine, actually, this being like a 3-camera sitcom in some ways.
I will say it's not leaning too hard on being a very good detective story either. This is very light.
It's
and it's like, oh, he's stolen the printing plates for the the £5 note,
Which
or
I think
whatever.
is
okay.
similar to Smarter Brother and stuff like that, right? Is that like these are comedies first, and the mystery carries you from scene to scene, but they're not, we're not really getting. But these guys were, according to Wikipedia here, serious Sherlock fans, self-described Sherlockians, and
Gotcha.
apparently their original script had to be toned down because it was nothing but references, and they talk about it would have been very hard for a general audience to engage in the nonstop parade of Easter eggs that were in
To
there.
Brendan's point, I will argue that while the mystery itself you kind of see coming from a mile away, the take to the lake for the death of the boatman, the innocent boatman. I thought that was a Moriarty-ish red herring. That made sense.
Sure.
That was.
I mean,
And
they make the effort to at least have a mystery that that still has its moments of aha, but it's really not challenging. Not very challenging.
Yeah, I will also say. You guys know how much I love when Holmes shows up in disguise.
Oh yeah.
And in this one, when when Reginald comes in drunk off his ass.
Yes.
And Kingsley has to sober him up real fast. He goes, "Ha ha! Another clever disguise.
Clever
from
disguise.
Holmes as a drunken
Stumbling
reprobate."
drunkard. Yeah.
I mean, that's just grade A farce right there, right? I mean,
And
that's
then
just
takes him to when he
yes.
closes the door and you hear what's probably a clouding about the head, and then he comes
Yeah.
out perfectly dignified as like, gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
He can turn it on and off. It's pretty great.
All the moments of Kingsley's reactions to Caine when he's interacting with other people, and you know the charade is happening, so he can't interrupt it. But just him being like,
There's a lot of eye rolling.
Amazing,
and it's perfectly.
Oh God,
you know,
he gave him whatever the clues, but he's embellishing, he's improving, and he's like, oh God, oh Jesus.
And the plot point of case closed. I thought that was a nice, running thread. This thing is spaced really well, and
is.
I mentioned that before, especially with the cold open before the credits, which I've mentioned this before on this particular season. What I love is the thing that gets you into the thing. So, like I always say, great train robbery, but we saw it in like 7% Solution, stuff like that. In this, the thing of they're doing it pretty straight, Holmes and Watson all the way through, and he says case closed, and that's when you see Kingsley just break just a little, and then finally the people leave, and Kingsley hits the shit out of him and goes, "You idiot!"
Yeah.
That
Well,
is
what did I do? What did I do?
That's an
Did not do
amazing.
everything you told me.
Yeah. Then he breaks. He.
That
And then
Michael
they
Caine.
go into the opening credits, and that's, to me, was the best part of Mancini's score, because this is another Henry Mancini score, like in Right Mouse Detective.
Yeah, it is weird that we got. I was not expecting this season to be so Mancini heavy.
Was Backrack unavailable? Anyway, so was Quincy Jones not returning phone calls?
Quincy Jones scoring this would have been very interesting.
Lalo Schifrin.
By the way, R.I.P. We just recently lost Lalo, who I adored. Loved Lalo Schifrin scores. But
anyway, but that's my point. Is that to the thing about pacing is that from the get-go, you are in good hands.
Yes.
And again, Night Court writers, guy who directed Gross Anatomy. This should not have been a thing.
Well, because it's all made by people like things like Gross Anatomy, right? Fine.
Yeah.
Like totally, but anonymous,
I really
right?
do like Night of the Comet.
Night of the Comet. I mean,
Night of the Comet's good, but he wrote and directed that. It was like.
But I mean, like, look at his directing credits are Night of the Comet. The movie he made the same year as this is The Night Before. That movie doesn't exist. Do you guys know this movie? It's a Keanu Reeves teen comedy where he's like trying to get to prom, but he runs afoul of criminals and stuff. It's a very strange movie that nobody ever talks about.
It's one of a bajillion like this.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke did called Mystery Date.
Yep.
There's like a zillion of these.
Can I just say, since you brought it up, the film school I went to, the head of the film department was the director of Mystery Date. And I just thought it's the funniest thing that he could have directed, right? Like his big claim to fame was he had directed Mystery Date, and he's heading up a film
every
department.
one of his lectures started off with, I was talking to Ethan.
I did have a lot of thoughts like, I bet Hawk's not returning the calls. But so he does, after this he does Gross Anatomy, which is, once again, fine.
It's okay.
Then he does Captain Ron, the Kurt Russell comedy vehicle, which is once again, okay, like it's whatever. Russell's good.
Here's what I'll say.
But I'll just say, like, he's a solid studio comedy hand, right? He'll get it done.
Yeah.
Workmanlike.
Absolutely.
Captain Ron, the big trick of it is, Short's the straight man, and Kurt Russell is the zany. And
it's, once again, totally watchable. And I love that those two have remained very close friends. I think I find that delightful.
Watch Jiminy Glick interview him; it's great.
Well, watch Jiminy Glick interview anyone. They're some of the best things ever. But it is interesting that this is like you're saying, Brendan, it's not like spectacularly directed, but it's handsome enough.
Yeah, it does the job. Workmanlike is definitely the word you describe his work.
And
But,
I can't imagine he was really.
I'm going to say,
Yeah.
that again, hot take. This is the best thing he ever did. As much as I like
yeah, I'll go with
does
that.
Night of the Comet have a sword fight? That's my question.
Yeah, I think Night of the Comet is a close second, but yeah,
it's a fine cult movie. And,
well, Night of the
and actually that one would be. I think you could remake that one and make it even better.
Oh yeah. But the thing I like about Night of the Comet,
Martin Freeman and Benedict
I will say, if you're gonna watch a 80s sort of camp horror, go with a different Night of the Creeps. I think is a much better. Night of the Creeps, I think it's fantastic. But
I would go with Return of the Living Dead. Anyway,
well, that's also good.
We're a little far.
These are all good. Yeah, but so anyway, this movie. Let's get into, because we haven't talked about Lisette Anthony's part of this. Yeah, one rule of we can't make one of these movies without a hottie in it. You just can't. It's not allowed. I don't think.
No, not really. Yeah, you got to have at least one. And I think, isn't this very early in her career?
This is
pretty
early.
On this side of the pond, we did not know her before this, I think.
I think this is.
And I remember there being like Entertainment Tonight going like, the newest star from England is, because 89 or 88 when this is coming out.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing is like someone is the new hot thing and they get like a little profile on like Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, Brandon, you are forgetting about Kroll.
Which is easy to do because I really don't like that one as much as everyone in the world does.
I think you're way wrong about Kroll.
Is one of the most boring genre pictures of all time.
Friend of the show.
It's got a cool weapon.
Friend of the show, Jerry Chrisman, he and I talk about Kroll a lot because it rules.
Yeah, but Jerry is also, on the Tron train. He wants there to be a new Tron every couple of minutes.
Jerry's not alone in that. Jerry and I both need Tron movies every couple of years, although we only get them every 20 or so.
How many times, as a guy who manages a movie theater, how many times do I have to stand there and get emails from corporate saying this thing's going to kill, and then just sit there and go, no, it's not. I have worked every Tron release at different movies.
I do.
It has never
the trajectory of
a goddamn.
Like Jerry. I'm a massive fan of that franchise. But yes, there is an interesting thing that every 20 years or so, Disney is convinced it's the biggest thing ever, and then Jerry and I go and see it, and nobody else does, and it's
nobody else does.
But you know what?
I saw the second one, and the third one I will watch on streaming.
Oh, it's super fun.
But I'm a passive fan of Tron. It's a clever concept, and
you look at the light cycles.
Anyway, but yeah, so the I don't even know. Oh yeah, Kroll. So anyway, but yes, you're pretty much right. Basically, it's mostly BBC appearances, kind of up to this point for Lisette Anthony. And
she comes in halfway through.
She was in
that. Really does.
She was in that
she was
aforementioned.
So
I have to imagine she came to this because she was in that aforementioned Jack the Ripper miniseries with Caine. So probably that's how she got into this. But yes, of course, you bring in the pretty lady so that both of the guys can be like,
a pretty lady.
And she's essentially doing she's a honey trap. She does at least have something to play.
Spoilers.
Because she sorry,
well,
spoiler
for every Sherlock Holmes movie ever where the pretty lady ends up being duplicitous, right?
The printing guy, and then we find out later, no, she's a replacement for the daughter of the printing guy.
Yeah.
And she's working with Moriarty. And so she gets that, and she gets hit in the head twice with sandbags.
Yes, and she takes it every time. She does a good take every single time.
She does.
I'll say something else. Again, these two guys who wrote this thing, it's good because they don't reveal, like, there's not a lot of tells, and the editing of it cuts away fairly quickly, but they will ask the quote-unquote daughter about, well, what's your father's favorite book? What did that? And before she can answer, she just goes, Caine comes in with, wait, it's the Bible. I remember that. Yeah. The Bible. And so every single time she does not have to provide
Right.
any information.
They're
And they don't
keeping it.
overplay it. They keep
They
throwing
don't
it. They
overplay it.
throw it away.
There's a scene where
Nice.
she's attacked by Moriarty's men, where it appears very staged, and they're doing that on purpose too. And you're like, yeah, they're trying not to hurt her, and she's overplaying like, oh no, please help me. And you're like, all right, what's up with you? But then we find out, and she's one of the baddies.
And did you guys catch that she said that you're up against Moriarty before anybody ever reveals to her?
Oh, I didn't catch that. No.
Yeah, I caught that too.
Nice.
I've been watching a lot of whodunits, guys.
No, I'm shocked.
And that's not a bad thing.
I'm shocked. That doesn't seem like you at all.
John,
My
does that
favorite
not
things
seem like me?
in this movie is, I mean, obviously we're talking about the interplay. The two main guys.
Yeah,
are
I mean
having a great time.
that's the appeal
like,
here, right?
Yes, and like any other buddy comedy, where they can't stand each other, we are jumping into their story at the downslope, and it's like, I can't take you anymore, and I'm firing you as Sherlock Holmes, and he goes on a binge. But the thing that I do like, and this again, they're sitcom writers, but that should not be any kind of like,
Well,
how
I mean,
dare you try
there's
to film.
there's a
They structure it well
structure,
enough to where there are arcs, and then at the end, when we get to that sword fight, which is, I mean, Moriarty is bested intellectually by Watson, but physically, it comes down to a fight between Reginald, aka Sherlock, and Moriarty, a sword fight on stage. I absolutely love that when first, when he realizes that Watson isn't dead, there's like genuine relief for Reginald. He cares about him. And then at this point where finally Reginald has got his moment, and, you know, other than picking up an umbrella first, obviously gags, and then gets the sword. But during the sword fight, they're all just sitting and watching in the theater, which is very appropriate.
100%.
And you get Kingsley sitting there going like, oh, he's in his element now, and he's enjoying it. He's like, oh God, he cares about Reginald too. He's like, look, he's gonna take him down.
Yeah, he's gonna take him down.
So good, man.
And then
they like each other at the end.
I've killed 6 men a week. Twice on that day.
Yes,
it's so good
if you count matinees.
It's that's all great, because the thing I always said about these, particularly, and this is in the heyday of the buddy action comedy, the structure of them is not dissimilar to romantic comedies, right? I mean, whether it be Lethal Weapon or 48 Hours or whatever, it is the thing of two people that can't stand each other, who by the end of the movie have to admit that they need each other. They're platonic romantic comedies.
John, obviously, this goes back to The Odd Couple. I mean, it's that same.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing. But particularly the '80s gave us that in an action context, right? So it's a romantic comedy where they don't kiss and instead they shoot a bunch of people or whatever. You know, like it's and this. I mean, that is that. Yeah, this movie's just a blast. It's just like we say.
Except to not to be argumentative, John, but you're right about that in buddy cop movies, except for 48 Hours, where Nolte and Eddie Murphy kiss at the end. It was,
I forgot. You really hold on to that.
4K.
Yeah, you really hold on to that Walter Hill cut. That it was just like.
That's
what I always
at the end, where Nolte goes, "I could use a shower," and he goes, "Want to join me?"
Yeah.
And then
come on, I love you, buddy. Get in here.
Still very uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
Theater owners protested because of the amount of vomit they would have to
go. It did not play well in Texas.
No.
Anyway, so
it has nothing to do with the homosexual or interracial aspect. It's just the idea of Nick Nolte with anyone is disturbing. I can smell the booze from here.
That ever kissed him in film should have been paid more.
Lost some weight and cleaned himself up.
Yeah, by the way, 48 Hours, he landed Annette O'Toole in that movie. My God, what is he? How?
well, John, if you sometimes, I'm not going to say all women or all men for that matter, but if one person staggers into another person, sometimes the person being staggered into likes it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. There you go.
Sorry.
Let's get. We mentioned Paul Freeman in general, but let's talk about Paul Freeman specifically as Moriarty, which you're just like, oh, perfect casting.
so fucking.
It really is. Even though I mean, and I'm not complaining, but I love how they just like. No, he's just the out and out villain. So by all means, swoop his eyebrows up, like, and give him like the devil goatee, and I'm like,
and Brendan, when the gas main blows up at the end, he looks like Satan.
Yeah, he is a villain.
Which I think once again is you're given a lot of leeway by being a comedy, right? If this was a more serious Holmes movie, we'd be like, what the hell was this choice? Way too cartoony.
In the screenplay they wrote, Moriarty appears looking like Vincent Price in The Mad Magician.
Yeah, exactly.
But also Paul Freeman as actually very subtle in Raiders for the most part, but not afraid to get big. I point to, and this is where 90s Child comes out in May.
God, you're gonna. Oh no!
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, of which he does play the central villain Ivan Ooze.
John, did I not mention how hard it is to clean up vomit? That much vomit.
I'm just saying he takes it. It doesn't even go to 11. He broke the knob off of the thing.
He looked at the heights set by Frank Langella as Skeletor and said, "I can do that one better."
Hold my beer, because holy God, I'm just saying.
You mean Mr. Langella's favorite role of all time?
Well, because he has said that because there was no limit, right? That was the thing about how freeing it was. Once you put that makeup on, there is no limit to what I could do.
He said, not until I did Robot and Frank did I read.
Which I actually really enjoyed.
It's a very good movie.
Yeah. Anyway, Freeman is great here, yes, and doing all the... And I do like, even though the mysteries, I do like the idea that he's going to destroy the British economy with counterfeit. Sure. It's a very arch supervillain comic book bad guy plan.
Makes sense. And the dude who played the Exchequer is also very funny. And I don't know if you guys caught that, but Nigel Davenport is the father of the guy who played the evil suitor of Keira Knightley in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I like him.
I forget his name, but he's the woman's father, and that dude has been working for 1,000 years. Because if you don't recognize that frickin' nose he has, that profile, I mean, my God.
Nigel Davenport is just, I mean, and as British.
Did they film this in England?
Yes, I believe so. Let me see here.
I mean,
there's not a ton written about this movie, I will say.
Okay.
But I believe, yes, it was shot.
It was shot. Like they got some of the solid, probably TV and character actors, just like every British production. Where where do I know you from? And then you do the IMDb, and you're like, everything.
Yeah,
you've been in every single thing that was ever shot.
Shot on location in Bristol. Yes.
Bristol. Yeah, sure. Okay.
And the other thing that's great, of course, about when you're shooting in England, not only is it set in England, but and that's why the BBC is able to do this. There's still so many parts of England that if you shoot from a certain angle, still look like it's turn of the century.
Sure,
it's pretty easy to go back there.
The lake did not look like an American countryside, so
but you do get. I was going to say though, Nigel Davenport, not only that name, but his look, his voice is one of the most British men that ever lived.
Probably
100%.
Just
and I know you guys didn't cover this for your monsters thing, but he was Van Helsing in the Jack Palance Dracula.
No, we did do.
We did cover that one.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay.
We did cover.
Yeah, we did TV movies.
We did TV
series.
So the Dan Curtis. Okay.
Yep. We did Dan Curtis Frankenstein and Dan Curtis Dracula, and
we're still here.
I can't recommend either one. Jack Palance. I love Jack Palance, but that guy wasn't.
It's so weird that he was his go-to. Like, any of the classic monsters, I can. Yeah, he'll be a Jekyll and a Hyde.
And also, I think we talked about the really weird,
looking Jekyll.
The really weird choice of Palance's Dracula is to play him as the romantic Dracula.
Yeah,
really weird to make him be like, I lost my love, and you're just like, God.
Again, he was like going, where do I work?
Curtis is catch as catch can. And for every amazing thing that Curtis did, there's some.
I love
bit.
And by the way, I've recommended it before, Man of Dark Shadows, which is the documentary about Dan Curtis.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
any interview with that guy, he was the most like producer guy, just going like, "Yeah, so I thought maybe I put some vampires in the soap opera show. I don't know, bing a bam boom.
right.
We do it with the TV folks, you know."
And he goes,
Yeah,
I got tired of selling vacuum cleaners,
Yeah.
so I decided to become
It's
a
just
TV
like,
producer.
yeah,
You're
the
like,
guy-
wow.
He reminds
no
me a little
visionary
bit of Harv
there, just,
Bennett,
Yes.
the Star
Like
Trek
being-
guy.
Very
and,
much.
Harv Bennett was a writer, but mostly a producer, and that was.
And these are
kind of
guys who
what
just like,
got him to
yeah, they brought me in
start
on the
that
Star
career.
Trek movie because I said I can do these cheap, and they were like, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know where I heard it, but I just remember Koenig doing maybe a promotional thing for Star
Yeah.
Trek back in the 80s or 90s.
Mhm.
For some reason, because Harv Bennett is not part of the universe, and Walter Koenig is not really, doesn't have a Russian accent. But
Yeah.
for some reason, in his Chekhov accent, I remember him saying Harvey Bennett, and I'm like, where did he say it as Chekhov? But it's driving me crazy.
think I know.
Yeah,
Was it
as a
the
joke,
opening of
maybe.
that exhibit thing they did? Do you remember that? There's a video of them opening. It was like at Universal Studios or something. They had a Star Trek
Oh.
experience, and they all came out in costumes. One
Oh,
of those weird things where
The
they're
Hilton in Las Vegas.
maybe it was something like that. But they have the original cast.
Well, that's the one I went to.
But it was one of, but it was they were doing come and join us. But it was one of those things where they were in character but not, and it may have been
maybe.
that where like they're kind of
Maybe.
half in character but also introducing this. It's one of the weirdest
don't
things
know.
I've seen
But
where
it-
you're just
Did
like,
you ever,
in my
you ever
head, how
meet
did
that meet Walter Koenig?
I have met Walter Koenig.
I met him once, thanks
Yeah, I
to
met him. Thanks to
his daughter.
Danielle. Yeah. He's the sweetest, quietest dude.
I was struck by, of course, I
Man.
met him, maybe, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, and he's just a little old man now, of course, right? I mean, so you just go,
Yes.
he's just, and he had his
Yeah,
little
they're
cap
all old
on.
men.
He had his little old man.
Yep.
and he's had a lot of heartbreak too.
He
I
has, yeah.
feel really bad
I met
for
him and
But,
Michelle Nichols together, which was pretty awesome.
But yeah, he just a sweet, quiet little
Yeah.
dude. I met him when Danielle did stand up once, and he was in the audience. But
Yeah.
Anyway, he's not
I
in
had a
this
big crush
movie.
on Danielle.
He's
Yeah.
not in this
Moving on.
movie, but
No, he's not.
okay.
But,
Briefly, the Peter Cook.
I was just about to say
still a
it.
banger.
I know Robin wants to
Still
talk
a
about Peter
banger.
Cook. Well, it's. I mean, Peter Cook was great. It's sad that the only time we really got talked about him was in something terrible because I love Peter
Yeah.
Cook.
yeah, he's absolutely great.
I will say though,
I'll-
frequently poorly used in movies because we don't. The less we say about Supergirl, the better.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
But a delightful presence.
I can list on one hand like the times he's been brought into a film that I thought they really cracked the Peter Cook code, because if you don't, he would phone it in.
No.
If you know, and in this he's acting. Like in my
Yeah.
head, I remember it as more like a Cook and More sketch almost of him
Mhm.
repeating back to Kingsley all the insane stuff. But he's actually, I mean, again, the pacing of this thing, they cut to him screaming behind closed doors,
yeah.
a drunken
What?
actor.
Yeah, a drunken act.
Oh,
And
we
then
haven't.
he opens, he goes, "So sorry, everything's fine."
Great. We haven't talked about one of the greatest things in this movie, which is the
Yeah.
attempt of Watson to go solo, which
Yeah.
is John
Crime
Watson,
Doctor.
Crime Doctor. Yeah,
Yeah.
The
which is
Crime
so funny. The idea
And
of
then-
like,
and
wait,
then-
we don't
and
need,
then
we don't
Cook
need him.
goes, "Crime surgeon, no, crime doctor,
Yeah,
crime dentist, whatever."
it's just such a great play on showbiz in general, right? When you're a
Yes,
duo
yeah,
or you're part of a band, and then
brilliant conceit.
Yeah.
and then it's just like, oh, nobody wants just you. You're not the star
Right.
here.
And then the
Another
running
thing
gag of the Baker Street regular main kid being a pickpocket, and then
Yeah,
the last line he
Wiggins.
has, a great button on the scene, is so good.
Yeah.
It's really well done.
It's, I mean,
Wiggins is. I like how at the end, it is a little bad news bears ish, where it's sort of like
Nothing
we
wrong
are
with
the
that.
Screw ups, but we are going to win the day, and we're going to do it for Watson, who they believe is dead,
Right.
and they are not capable, but the idea of a strike force
Mm-hmm.
that is composed of an actor, Sherlock Holmes, and Mrs. Hudson and
Yes.
Wiggins of the
It's-
Baker Street Irregulars.
Yeah.
It's very charming and sweet, and they
It's
actually
great.
do sort of save the day.
Yeah.
You
And
do.
Mrs. Hudson, one of my favorite parts is the editing during
Yeah.
all the death trappy action stuff below the theater,
Yeah.
and then cutting back to Mrs. Hudson, who's just singing to herself on
Yeah.
the stage,
Yeah.
and being the watch out where she pulls the chair. It's
Yeah.
all like nothing at all, but it's perfectly placed because of course
Yeah.
that's charming. And she's just like
Yeah.
doo-doo-doo, and she gets right up to the edge of the drop, and she's just
Yeah.
like watching, and then she's the one who tries to use the sword on the rope, and it doesn't
Right.
cut, and she's having
Right,
to
right.
saw it. And
The
Yeah.
movie, like we talked
Good
about, the
stuff.
movie is clever
good.
and charming, and that goes a long way for me
It
as a
does.
viewer. Like it is
It
just
does.
And again, it's a Swiss watch for me. I mean,
Yeah.
I just thought it's
It-
really designed and engineered so well
it does not
that it
overstay
gives
its welcome by
those-
any means.
all of these actors room to kind of play and find little moments. Kingsley does this thing at one point where he's looking out, and then but he's thinking, and he moves his eyes to the left, and I was just like, God damn, man. And then I was also watching, going, okay, how many times does Michael Caine blink in this? Because that was always the thing in his acting video was, I'll never blink.
Not to
It's weak.
keep bagging on professors I had in college, but I took an
Go
acting
on.
class with it was the theater department did a class on acting on film, and it was clear that the theater professor didn't know anything about acting on film, but had read that as a Bible. And so he
Oh my
told us,
God.
he literally told us, like, the key is you never blink. And I just remember being like, that's bullshit. That's not the
the
key.
key.
Yeah, he's just
That's
like,
something you can use.
right.
but
He
the
made it.
key?
He made it like that's a rule. Actors on film don't blink, and I just wanted to be like,
Yeah.
that's not true. That's
Not a thing.
That's not a thing.
Not a thing.
Meryl
And it was
Streep
just
blinked.
like, okay, and but
Robert
because
De Niro blinked.
because of that thing, I was just like, okay, I know what
You know
book
who
I
blinks
know
a
what
lot?
book you read.
Don Knotts. He
It-
blinks a lot.
You got the sense he was reading books the day before to
Pretty-
prep the class,
pretty
right? Like,
Pulled off on the Don Knotts card.
Yeah.
You don't want to play that too early.
I'll-
Wait for a second.
All I can say is it's Halloween time, and I'll be watching The Ghost of Mr.
Wow, it's a classic. But I mean, it's
attaboy, Luther.
but yeah, it is a thing where it's like, well, sometimes blinking is actually really important to a scene, or can be used for.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that's
no.
just dumb. Your
Michael
professor was
Caine's-
dumb.
Yeah, no, it was a sad class.
And I will say that I was also watching, again, Kingsley is off the leash here comedically, and he's
Yes.
brilliant and funny, and he's always been a master at sort of eye movements. I noticed that too. There's a lot
Yeah.
of things that are very quick, where because he has to choke back, he wants to go, no, you idiot,
Yeah, yeah.
and he
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
because the fawning fans or the
Right.
press are nearby.
Right.
And there's
Right.
lots of eye rolls, which are, of course,
Yeah.
they're judiciously placed.
Yep.
Yes,
But also,
because
he just does a lot of twitch,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff where
Yeah.
it's like, oh god.
I
And I'm
mean,
like,
it
damn,
is a thing
Yes,
about
that's mastery of control.
it's a
Fucking
guy who
Aaron.
really understands acting on camera. I mean, really
Yeah.
understands the power
Yeah.
of just a quick eye movement and what that can do.
yeah,
Um,
and,
once it-
and
we're not saying
I
anything
will-
anyone doesn't know. Ben Kingsley's one of the greatest actors who's
Apparently
ever
he's
lived.
good.
Brendan reminded me of another thing I love in this movie is after when he
Robin
explains
can't get it out.
when Kingsley says to Caine, "Oh, this is not just any murder and rob. This is the work of the greatest evil criminal mastermind." And Caine pulls the emergency brake and
Yeah,
runs
yeah.
off the train. Are you
It's-
saying
it's a-
that psychopathic madman?
Yeah.
Yeah. He tried to kill me
Moriarty,
twice.
he's
He's
gonna
like, he's
kill
not trying
me.
to kill you.
And,
He's
and
trying
when
to kill me.
Kingsley does that line reading of, "Oh no, he knows you're an idiot." It's me,
Yeah, that's great.
bastard."
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
So
great.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's another one of those very smart editing cuts, because it is not, the reaction is after he does this quick thing, slams the brakes
Yeah.
on, and then they're yards from the train, and he's
Right.
like going, "That guy," and it's just like the thing of cutting. Well, the dog thing is kind of goofy comedy, but
I
they-
love the dog thing.
Yeah, but they keep doing that,
Oh,
and
come
that's
on.
pretty fun.
I love the idea.
It's
I
great.
like the you sound like the producer of the movie going, I love the dog thing. Put more of the dog in the movie.
Yeah, you
Get the
know what
dog thing
people
in
love?
there.
They love Duke the dog.
They love that dog. Get him in there.
And then in the credit, his name's like Rex the Wonder Dog. Or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah,
yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, all in all, I'd say a hearty recommendation for this movie if you're looking for something a little off kilter. If you're looking for something that's going to have a little fun
If
with the
you're
Holmes
fun.
mythology.
And you're okay with people having fun with the
Yeah.
concept, because
Yeah.
again, I get the rap as being source material guy, but parodies and pastiches don't apply because they're trying to go canonical.
They
and I
set
go,
out
Yeah.
to do
do
that.
what you want, you
Yeah.
know, fine. And
And
I-
one of the things of this show is the malleability of these things, right? You can
Sure.
take them in this direction.
I never watched an episode of Elementary, but I didn't sit there going like, how could you move him to modern day and have a woman
Yeah.
Watson?
My
Yeah.
issue with Elementary was just the structure of it was kind of boring. Putting Holmes into a standard
crime,
CBS procedural was
forensic,
kind of just like
yeah.
I don't. Yeah, Johnny Lee Miller's great. I have no issue with Watson being a woman, but it is just kind of a thing where it's just like, that's not really the flavor of Holmes that I want. But yeah,
Isn't that the reason you said we weren't going to cover the Larry Hagman TV movie? Is because he has a woman Watson? Is that what I'm hearing?
John,
isn't he not
this
Holmes in
misogyny
it?
must stop.
Isn't he
He's not Holmes.
He's
He
not
believes
Holmes.
he's Holmes.
It's the
but there
same
is a-
reason that we're not doing They Might Be Giants.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, so good.
which
Yeah.
is a
So
shame because I could go
It's a
on
weird,
those-
weird movie. I love it.
I could do
I
deep
enjoy
cuts
the
on
movie.
that,
I enjoy the
those
movie.
albums.
But as always with the show, there have to be limitations, or we could be doing these for years.
They might be giants, boy. They
yeah.
might be giants, boy.
Like I think every season of the IP Squad, I have to set rules at the start to as like, okay, here's why we're not
Yes,
doing 80
but
movies.
who watches The Watchmen? Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, big brother.
Can I talk?
That's when I remember when John said that he's not trapped in this podcast with us.
Right.
You're trapped with him.
Don't.
Yeah.
And I was
Brendan,
like,
now who's
"What?"
derailing? I could go on for another 4 hours about Watchmen if we want to go there, but I have thoughts all day. And then if you want to get into the TV show, holy God, one of the best things
Oh
Holy
God.
God.
made in
What
the
a-
superhero
Fantastic.
genre.
Alan Moore, before he dies, should treat himself because he refused to
It's
watch
really
it.
But I am
fucking
good. Yeah, that
good.
is one of the
It's
one times
weird.
where you're like, Alan, this is the one time, man.
Alan, this
you
is the one
really,
time.
man.
This is the one.
This is
Alan, if you
they.
just do one.
They really got it right that time.
And then he goes, "That's what I said about V for Vendetta."
That's what they said about
Do you League get of the-
Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I mean, I don't want to, but like, I think he's lying. I think he's watched the stuff.
I know his daughter.
How
has.
could you-
His
I just-
daughter actually kind of did a post
Yeah.
when the TV show was out, going like, "I tried to tell my dad this is really good."
Oh yeah, I mean, how could you not though? I just don't. I mean, maybe that's just me putting my mindset.
All right,
but
that is derailing. Sorry,
Okay,
we've been derailed.
let me talk
and
about-
We were
Okay.
talking, you were actually wrapping it up.
I was
You were
wrapping it
saying,
up
like,
because I was
think
gonna bring
we
up-
recommend.
we recommend this movie,
Yes,
but I will say,
last
Oh, yeah.
last line in my hot take about this movie. I made a big deal about ordering like Blu-rays and 4Ks
Yeah.
of 7% Solution and Murder by Decree.
Yeah.
This is now something I want on disc.
Yeah.
Because that's how
Is
much I
there
loved
a-
it.
Is
Is
it
there-
not even on disc?
oh, it's
I don't
probably
know.
out on disc. I don't think there's a
Yeah.
nice like.
No, there's probably not been an update. The Blu-ray is probably
if at best it would be a Kino Lorber. Like that that would be
Yeah.
at best.
No
Whatever.
slight to Kino Lorber. They do good work.
Well,
over
this
there.
No, no,
wasn't
not
on
at all.
any.
Yeah.
This
They're
wasn't
very
on any
eclectic
streaming.
and-
There's
and-
a Blu-ray of it, but it looks like no frills.
And they probably did just transpose over and upscale. That's probably
And
all they
Yeah.
that's why I'm asking my dear friends at Cinematograph to look into Without a Clue. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
According to, I'm looking at Blu-ray.com, folks. They say the video. They say it's not bad, but not. It hasn't
Well,
been
the version
lovingly
that I
restored.
saw for free on YouTube looks
Yeah.
pretty good too.
It was
Yeah.
really good. Yeah, that was the one I saw. It was
Yeah.
like 1080p
Yeah.
resolution.
Yeah, I mean, it looks
No,
fine.
all
It's
right.
just it hasn't been lovingly restored from original camera
No.
negative or anything like that.
And
Yeah.
I blame Jeffrey Jones again. Anyway,
Yeah, but I will
yeah.
say one person we were quite charmed by this movie. One person not so charmed by this movie my favorite
is it
film
time for
critic of
highs
all
and lows?
time. Well, no, not highs and lows just yet. We have to check in with my old. I never met the man, and I feel sad about that.
Rex Reed?
Roger Ebert did not particularly care for this picture, and I gotta say, I love Raj, but vehemently disagree with this segment here. He says, this is an amusing premise, but it is not enough. In order to effectively satirize something, you must first transcend it. And the universe of Holmes and Watson is such a complete exercise in self-satire that it is perhaps impossible to go beyond it. Satire consists of poking fun at that which takes itself too seriously, and the Sherlock Holmes stories never make that mistake. They're in on the joke. I don't think that's true.
No,
John, I'm going to go
there's-
dark here and say that this is the review that gave Ebert cancer. Good
Oh,
night, everybody.
wow.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Wow.
I did it.
Oh,
I
boy.
did it.
Our apologies to the entire Ebert family for Jesus.
And I'm going to put in a personal request that karma, don't go for Robin. I only have the one brother.
He basically
Karma
is
to
like,
stay
hey,
far
there.
away.
He
Please,
compliments
just-
Caine and Kingsley, but he's just like, I'm not laughing.
Yeah, that's
Again,
no.
I didn't find this hilarious. There's moments that
I
are just
love it.
delightful.
But the idea that Holmes is already like a comedy basically
yeah,
is a
that's,
little.
that-
I don't know
that's
what.
wrong.
What are you even reading, Raj?
Well,
He would make a better point, maybe talking about Dragnet 87 or something. But
the
not,
Conan Doyle
Although I actually
stories
I like that
become
Dragnet
very
movie, but
I like a lot
self-referential.
of Dragnet.
yeah,
But
yeah.
okay. But anyway, so why don't we do highs and lows?
Well, let me tell you how this did to the box office first.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the movie, I will say, this movie cost $8.5 million. Box office growth, $8.5 million. It broke exactly even.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So
I remembered the critics really liking it. I mean, that Ebert thing stands
I remember
out.
it playing at River Oaks Theater, Brennan,
uh,
as well as Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Oh,
Both.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Same.
I mean, I will say that this is not as good as Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, but it is still really good.
No, it's good.
You know, but a few things are. That movie's amazing. But let's talk about where that landed it here in the box office. Not high would be the answer, but where do you think this thing landed in the top 200? Well, let me give you the top 5 as usual of
Okay.
1988. No
88.
surprise here. 1988. Robin, you want to take a guess as to what was number 1?
Motherfucker. Okay.
1988.
I'm gonna say no. Maybe Aliens.
No, it wasn't 88. It was Who Framed Roger Rabbit? 1988. Was
Ah,
the top, which is a great movie.
Okay.
A great
movie.
Yeah,
great
that one
great
should
movie.
be a criterion.
No, that was my exclamation of not remembering, not that it's a bad movie.
I think
I love it.
Aliens is 86, if I remember correctly.
You're right, John, and I'm retiring my movie.
I'm bad at this. So don't ask me.
In second place, Rain Man, which is one of those weird things that would never be a blockbuster today. The Great
These
Coming.
are all movies I saw with Ken Polk, Brennan.
Oh, really?
A movie we reference constantly.
Platoon was Platoon up there.
That's also 86, Robin.
Damn it!
A movie number 3 is a movie we reference all the time, Brennan, which is The Great Coming to America, one of the funniest movies ever. Most of these are comedies. Weirdly, Big is number 4. Tom Hanks and Big.
Wow.
And
But
then
that's more than a comedy. That's heart touching.
well, it is, but it is a comedy.
my heart.
And then
As
Twins.
is Without a Clue.
Twins
with a lot of heart.
was number 5. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito are twins. A movie sold entirely
Saw it in the
on a
theater.
poster. Right? That poster was the funniest idea. I mean, I
And
enjoyed that
Dragnet
movie.
87 was sold on singing the theme and saying who he wanted to be in it.
All right. Now, where do you think this landed in the top 200?
John, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's between 40 and 50.
Okay.
So 45 maybe.
I'm
Brandon?
going out on a limb and saying it's somewhere around 160.
Wow, you guys split the 96th. Right below High Spirits. Do you guys know that? What is this?
Oh
movie?
yeah,
Yeah.
High Spirits.
Boy, that's been
I
lost
like
to
it a lot.
time.
Robin used to have the VHS, I think.
Young Liam Neeson in that.
Oh,
Yep.
I don't think I've seen this one. Peter O'Toole, Liam Neeson,
Yep.
Gutenberg.
Gutenberg
Oh,
and Beverly D'Angelo.
It's got Gutenberg.
Yep.
All right.
Daryl Hannah.
Mhm.
Okay, a Neil Jordan film.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
All right.
that's right. I forget that
Comedy
part.
by
Yeah.
Neil Jordan.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
comedy master Neil
Oh,
Jordan.
that guy makes me laugh, man. I gotta say. No,
That's like
and
Mike Lee doing a Marvel film.
Oh God.
yeah, which I would be curious.
That'd be the saddest Captain Britain ever.
Sad Captain Britain who just sits around having long conversations with people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
and then
it's got Timothy Spall in it.
just
so it's gonna be
above
Yeah.
Last Temptation of Christ, a movie that literally almost got Scorsese killed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there you go, folks. There it is. All right, let's get in some highs and lows here before we
All right, let's do it.
leave for the week. Let's talk about a high here, which this guy right here, Super Marauder, says a must see! Exclamation point.
All right.
Robin, you might relate to this. I was a theater manager in 1988. I got this movie called Without a Clue, and that describes what I knew about it. I never saw a preview. I had no one sheet for it. Nothing. When I put the thing together and saw the beginning, I thought, oh no, not another Sherlock Holmes movie. I think they made too many as it is. But when Watson yelled at Holmes, "You idiot," that blew me away. I sat and watched it and laughed my butt off. Unfortunately, nobody else knew about this movie either. My theater was in a
And that
small...
was in early days of butt surgery. He probably never got it replaced.
He is still to this
Wait,
day
do you
assless.
remember that news item that came out that year about the guy laughing his butt off?
Yeah.
They never named the movie
Doctor
though.
Say there is
save
no
the
chance to recover.
yeah. Well, I am a proud supporter of the charity for assless Americans.
Yep.
We will find a cure one day, folks. All right.
Yeah.
My heart too blew mine.
Pick up the
Butt out
phone,
of the
make the
theater.
call.
My theater was in a small town and everybody knew me, and I told people, if you want to see a funny movie, there's no sex, really bad words, you have to see this movie. On Friday when it opened, the theater was nowhere near full. On Thursday, the night it closed, we had a good crowd, some seen it 2 or 3 times. Granted, the teenagers didn't care for it, but the adults loved it. In fact, one lady said to me, why don't they make more like that anymore? This movie is an overlooked gem of a comedy. 10 out of 10 stars.
Okay, I will.
I do agree it's overlooked.
I agree, yeah.
With him for the most part.
Uh-oh.
I believe though that he may be one of the many crazy people I have met working in movie theaters.
You have.
Yeah.
It's very possible you've
I
run
have a
across this
concern.
guy. Yeah.
I have a concern.
All right.
Well,
this
I appreciate his enthusiasm for it, and I like the
Yes,
movie.
very much. Yeah,
Let's hear
lots of
about
them.
someone who absolutely.
this comes
despises
to us from Richard Chatton. I will say I could not
Oh,
find
my
a
God.
1-star review of this, which is a good
Ah.
sign. So
Very
that the title of this review is "The Crime Doctor." That Billy Wilder had already done such a magnificent job of demythologizing the great detective in the private life of Sherlock Holmes simply renders this, and boy, get ready for this, simply renders this garrulous version. Yeah, this guy got a thesaurus out.
Yeah.
Simply renders this garrulous version still more redundant. The title, more suited to a sitcom, indicates the level of wit deployed, while the plushness of the production, not to mention the star power of the leads, simply shows up the thinness of the material. In place of the heartbreakingly beautiful score for Wilder's film, we get a galumphingly emphatic score by Henry Mancini on an off day. Sorry. 3 out of 10 stars. It just ends with a one-word sentence. Sorry.
Yeah, I
What?
appreciate his apology.
But it's not trying
Yeah.
to do the same thing as Private Life of Sherlock Holmes.
But I don't
Not
agree with
really.
that's right.
mythology.
The
I think he
demythologizing,
misread,
yeah.
the Billy Wilder film for one thing, and
Yeah.
because Billy Wilder was not necessarily trying to demythologize.
he was trying to round.
He was
and-
trying to,
and
bring
introduce
some depth,
modern psychology and stuff.
some more
into-
humanity to these,
So
And this
I
is-
would suggest that the guy rewatch the Billy Wilder movie.
Yeah,
And
this is
I agree with
scary.
the zany title, but
Oh, by the way, I'll
come
give
on,
you...
the 80s was
Nothing
the
but.
beginning of generic titles for
Well,
things.
can I
Yeah.
give it that
And,
the script was originally written as The Imposter of Baker Street,
right? Yeah, which would have been.
and then
too
was
much.
changed to Sherlock and Me, which is way worse. Sherlock and
Yeah.
Me,
Sherlock
I
and
mean, that's
Me.
horrible. Yeah. So there you go. Those were your options of what the titles were.
What? They didn't like the world's greatest defective? Come on, people!
That was the title of the review you published, right?
Oh,
It
Brent,
was.
The World's
and you
Greatest
wonder why
Defect.
James Gunn does not return your phone calls. You wonder.
Jimmy, I know you don't listen to this one, but still, the lines are open.
Oh, that's right. Pick up the phone, make
I
the
just
pledge.
like the idea of you like drumming your fingers next to your phone, going, "Come on, Gunn, come on, any
No,
day now."
I'm sorry. I'm making a tiny joke because I am a avid, loving fan of my brother's podcast, Prodigious Apps.
We should
and,
mention
thank you,
you can
sir.
hear Brendan,
That's
of
very
course,
sweet.
over on Prodigious Apps, which is available
And-
on
and,
YouTube and all the podcasts.
don't tell my wife and kid, but
I won't.
they're getting "Look Up in the Sky."
There's that guy t-shirt. Oh, nice.
I'll be ordering them in a week or two. So
That's awesome.
got a couple of bucks from me.
Yeah.
There
all
you
right.
go, selling merch while you're at it.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Anywho,
if you want to
thank you,
throw us
Robin.
some money while you're at it, head over to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com.
Oh, hey, look at that.
/PunchUpEnt. That's PunchUpEnt. Get cool exclusive bonus content, including hearing
Sure.
more of the three of us talking about horror legends like Vincent Price and Peter Cushing in miniseries on there. And you can hear Brennan and I talk about every episode of Kolchak the Night Stalker.
Yep.
Worthy shows, and longtime viewers will have noticed and clocked that my brother was yawning while John was doing that amazing transition.
Hey.
Amazing.
No.
Hey.
The yawn was literally physiology. It was
I've been
not-
I've been at this a while. Been at nearly a decade of podcasting. So
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Wow.
yeah,
So sweet, so smooth. The
Yeah.
John Campbell.
that's it. Somewhat playing off of the stuff we. So once again, that's patreon.com/punchupent, PunchUpEnt. And make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/@punchupentertainment. Next week on the show, fellas, we're returning to an actor we're very familiar with, and it's a guy who has some experience in Holmesian work before. One Christopher Lee.
Christopher
Hey.
Lee.
It's time to talk about.
You know, John, I don't like to brag, but I do know what it sounds like to stab a Nazi in the stomach.
That's
Okay.
not what it
What is the
sounds
name
like.
of the film?
The name of
John?
the film, or in this case, the two-part TV movie,
TV movie.
is Sherlock Holmes and the Leading Lady. And it gets us, not only does it get a Christopher Lee back, but we get our old pal Patrick McNee as Dr.
McNee.
Watson. Indeed. A little older, but hey, these are the greats. And
Mr. Campbell.
Yes.
We're needed.
See, we're needed. See, that's the whole thing.
yeah,
He's
because
doing
of the Avengers, yeah. But I will respect the late great Sir Christopher Lee and not call him the King of Horror because he
Yeah.
the King
Don't
of
do it.
what? Look
of
up look up that clip because it's one of the greatest things that ever aired on television.
Yeah,
the King
took,
of what?
great offense.
He
You
laid
bastard.
into that young woman from the BBC, man.
Yeah.
I'll
And
have
he
you know.
pulled a knife. He pulled a knife.
Yeah.
I'll have you know, I haven't made a horror film in 30 years.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
That'll be next week on the show. But until then, the case file, it's closed.